What's up, guys? Today we're going to be inside what I call my glass room. It's where I keep all of my herbs, all of my tinctures, any kind of bulk storage food. This is where I keep them, but I also have two deep freezers in here. And then we have my refrigerator slash freezer in my kitchen, and then we have two more of those refrigerator slash freezers in my garage. They're all completely full with frozen meat. A lot of the chicken that we process, we haven't bought store meat in probably 2 years, with the exception if I'm doing like a special meal for like an event or breakfast sausage. We still do buy breakfast sausage from the store, but like regular chicken or that we butcher ourselves, we haven't bought chicken in 2 years. Beef we get from Butcher Box. So our freezers are really full. I have two right here beside me. So I have one here and then I have one right there. But I'm going to start, I picked up a bunch of these bags that they open, and I just thought that it would be so much better if I can actually go through these deep freezers, because they are the deep freezers that go down. They don't have any like bins. I even thought about putting bins in there just so I can separate and see what I have in there, because right now I just have, and I would hope to have one freezer full of just chicken so that I know that this is my chicken deep freezer. So I'm going to open these with you here. Right at the top we have the chicken that we processed. These are leg quarters, so they have the thigh and the leg connected, and I put 5 in each bag, and these were from the roosters that we just processed recently. So I'm going to start with those and putting them in this bag because I know, and they're still sealed. So next up in here, I'm going to get a bag of beef, and then I might even, separate these differently once I get everything out. But right now, I just want to get everything out: chicken, beef, and then whatever else is in here. So we have, that was a brisket. I don't know how long this has been in here, but a New York straight, and that's from, I'm guessing this is from, no, that's not. That's from Aldi. So I guess I saw this at Aldi and then 50% off and got it. This is from Butcher Box, grass-fed, a sirloin steak, filet mignon, another bag of that chicken, these look like chicken thighs. A brisket, breast. I did end up, yep, I remember now. I put 2 breasts in each bag, and these are bone-in breasts. My fingers are already really frozen. I realized once I was in here that I do have 1 or 2 bins already in here, and that I still had a lot of chicken left over from Butcher Box. And this chicken has to be 2 years old, I think. 1 or 2 years old. I think it's 2 years old, because when we first moved in here during a Black Friday sale, I ordered a bunch of chicken that was on sale at Butcher Box, and since they've been at the bottom of my freezer, I've been using like our chicken that we butchered this year and last year. And so now when I put it back in, I'm going to put our chicken that we butchered at the bottom, and then put chicken from Butcher Box with this party wings at the top, because we actually really love party wings, and we can eat those anytime. I didn't realize I still had 1 pack of bacon. I thought we went through all of our bacon. Found apple slices from when we went apple picking last year, and I froze a bunch of them to make apple pies and stuff. So I'm going to start putting stuff back in this freezer since the one side is basically empty, and then we'll start working on the other side. Just putting that one bin in there is already making it so much easier. So I know that's all chicken that we process, and most of them are leg and quarters, but some were breasts and some were just thighs. And we're going to have another container of chicken on top, but this is going to be, I'm going to keep the butcher box chicken on top so that I know I have to use that first. Put this in the refrigerator. There's only 2 eggs.
Look how white they look.
Where you got them from?
In the coop.
Which coop?
The coop over there.
Now that I have everything out of this side, I still have more chicken. What was in there was more apple slices. And then I even found a bag of tortillas, pie crust that I had made and froze. I had that pork. This is all of the beef, but I have more chicken in this deep freezer. And so I'm going to come over here, grab the chicken, and I'm going to try and fill that whole deep freezer up with chicken, and then see if I can make that just my chicken deep freezer. So more chicken that we processed. So a lot of the roosters we broke down, but then we did have some whole chickens, and I think these are actual meat chickens. I think I'm good. I don't see any more packaged flat chicken. The only thing I see left are these whole chickens. I don't really like the whole chicken because it's bulky to store. I was just trying to test to see if that freezer, these are not chicken, this is salmon, to see if that freezer would close. Oh my goodness. See, this is why I needed to do this. I just found a pork sausage, which is why I had it. I said, like, some of the things I buy, sometimes I buy sausage, chicken, pork, or turkey, because I had bought all of my sausage from Butcher Box, and then we started eating a lot of sausage and gravy. And I thought I was all gone with the sausage and bacon, and there you go, more sausage. More chicken. I'm fairly confident that this is all the chicken that at least I saw from there. I still have to, that's a much bigger chest freezer. But for now, I'm going to close this because it's full. And hopefully I don't find any more chicken over there, especially not any whole ones, because it definitely wouldn't be able to fit in here. And we're going to move over to this deep freezer. This chest freezer over here is where I store a lot of immediate things when we go grocery shopping. So if I bought, I'll show you. So things like this gluten-free pizza and just this regular pizza. We do pizza every Friday, and sometimes I am not in the mood to bake the dough, or, you know, and my kids both know how to make the dough, my 2 older ones, Aiden and Anaya. But sometimes we're out all day Friday, and then when we come home, it's supposed to be Pizza Friday, and we don't feel like making the dough. And so I have pizza that I just get from Costco, and I do get the gluten-free kind, even though we're not exclusively gluten-free family. But when I can get gluten-free, I do, and so we have a gluten-free and we have a regular one. So this deep freezer is definitely a mix of everything. There's breakfast food in here. There's lots of butter. I went through to our chef store last year and bought a case of butter, and so I still have a bunch of these. We did get hot dogs from Butcher Box that 2 years ago when we got everything, but we didn't run out. My family does not like them for some reason, and I don't really care for them either. They're very, even though they're grass fed and everything, they're just very tough. If I like right here, they're this, and I think we have a bunch of them because, and they're, oh, you know what? I wonder if it's because it's pork. We don't usually eat pork hot dogs. We get the uncured beef, no nitrate hot dogs, and I didn't realize this one was pork, grass-fed beef, and this also doesn't have any nitrates and stuff like that, but I don't know if it's just a mix of the pork and the beef, but my family does not like it. So my husband told me to get some regular beefs that we like. I got lobster from Butcher Box a while ago. Haven't used it yet. So what I'm going to do on this side, well, any frozen fruit that is like open and broken that has freezer burn, we're going to take those out and give it to the pigs, and anything freezer burnt in here, we're going to give it to the pigs. But we're going to do, because this deep freezer came with this rack right here, and I'm going to put all the butter up here. And when we just need butter, we just come out here and grab butter. I just see more chicken as I'm moving this butter. Hopefully this can fit over in the other deep freezer. So this is really embarrassing, kind of. This is 2 years old because I got this when we first moved in here, when we weren't butchering our own chickens yet. So that's how I know this is exactly 2 years old. As I'm cleaning this deep freezer, I did find 2 packets of chicken legs and 1 whole chicken that we butchered, and then this whole chicken. And I'm just going to put them at the side since it's the same chicken that's in there. So now that we got everything out, you can see at the bottom, I'm going to start working at getting stuff in. With the exception of this is going to stay. So this is like 4 extra butters that I couldn't fit in here, the chicken legs, and then the 2 packs of chicken legs, and then the 2 whole chickens, and then these ices I'm going to leave up here. I do get gluten-free bread from Costco, as well as regular organic bread. So when I am not, don't have the time to make homemade bread, the kids can still have sandwiches for lunch. Now this is going to be the hard part, trying to get everything back in here. I as well went to that chef store and bought a big, I think it was like, I don't know how many pound bag of mangoes, and then I portioned them into the smaller Ziploc bags, and so that's the mango. And really, I don't want to stuff anything at the bottom. It's so hard. I definitely don't want these boxes at the bottom because I need to get them when I need them. My husband started a new job, and he leaves in the morning right before I make breakfast, and so he had asked for me to get some like breakfast. I could have made these, but they had some good ones at Costco, but these were turkey sausage breakfast burritos. It had a lot of protein, and then like I said, I thought we didn't have any more breakfast sausage, and so I got just some sausage links because my kids do like sausage and they can make it in the morning by themselves, and some shredded cheese. When our food processors were broken, I don't have a hand shredder, and so it was hard to, I just bought shredded cheese and then I froze 1 portion of it. But now we have a fruit processor back. I'm really trying to think about like, what do I want to do? Like this bag, if I keep it for fruit, there's literally only the 3 mangoes in here. You know what, I can put stuff in here that I don't need, that I'm not going to need right away, like these onions. These are onions that I grew and chopped and froze, as well as these eggs. So I've been trying to use our frozen eggs, but so this has the mango and onions in it. I like to put those apple slices. I'm gonna keep one out and maybe make apple pie this week. That could be like my miscellaneous container. So I have another bag of frozen eggs, and then this is the pizza, not the pizza dough, the pie crust. That was intense. I think I'm gonna stack all the boxes to the side. I struggle with what I call analysis paralysis. I even do this in the garden, where I don't like to make decisions because I don't know how it's going to turn out, and it stresses me out. And so that's what I was struggling with putting this stuff back in the freezer. This is where I'm leaving this deep freezer. This isn't sustainable because I know I have, so like this is a bag of beef, and then underneath there's tortilla and apples that I'm going to use. I'm going to leave them in here right now. But this is a bag of pork and seafood because they fit in one whole bag. I didn't have enough bags to make a whole pork or whole seafood. And then I just squished all of my boxes. So that's not sustainable. But right now I'm going to leave off on this one so that we can go and find what's in. We're going to go into our deep freezer, our freezer at our refrigerator in our kitchen. And then we'll work our way into our freezers in the garage, because those are the ones that I really want to get to, because I know I have lots of more beef in there, and I think chicken as well. And then we might have to rearrange this one once we really get into our deep freezer in our garages. The one in my kitchen I don't think is going to be as bad, because I did go through that fairly recently, and so I think it's just like immediate stuff that I'm using, but we'll see. I already feel so much better doing this. I've been avoiding this for months. I've been saying I needed to clean out my deep freezers for months so that I could know what was in there. Especially it was hard shopping because I would buy double things and didn't realize that I already had them. Oh yeah, as soon as I opened this. So things like, I have a bunch of these grass-fed patties because I love making quick burger. And then I have a bunch of stuff that I grew in here. I'll show you in a second after I transfer this to the freezer out in the Glassroom. Okay, now I remember. This is, let me bring you in, has all the things that I preserved, or not preserved, stuck in the freezer this summer when I didn't have time to deal with them. And I've been meaning to do something with them. So we have garden tomatoes up here, as well as a bunch of seeds that needed stratification, which is basically just a cold period, and I'm not going to take them out because then in the like lavender, because then they'll start to germinate in the warmer temperatures. So let me work through this and see what else. I know we have a bunch of bags of tomatoes. I know we have onions in here. We have green beans in here. So let's go through and get everything out first. If nothing less, I made this more organized, and I did find some stuff that I'm going to have to give to the pigs, like this bag of pineapple that has been open, and you can see it's freezer burned. Some really old burger buns, and I haven't made burger buns with these sesame things in a while, so I know that they've been in there a long time. I have no idea what this is, so I'm taking that out. What else? Oh, there's this frozen bag of shredded chicken. I don't know if this is bones. It looks like it's just bones, maybe, that I saved, but either way it's open and it has freezer burn if you can't tell. So I have those few things to give to the pigs. And then these are bagged green tomatoes. Last year, so this wasn't this summer, this was last summer. I bagged a bunch of green tomatoes at the end of the season and made green tomato pie, and it was supposed to be like apple pie. And then I also made apple pie at the same time. My kids actually liked the green tomato pie better than they liked the apple pie because this had way more sugar, so that's why I'm assuming. But I'm going to take this out and put it in the deep freezer in my Glassroom, as well as this. What is this? I think this is lobster. No, yeah. So kind of like lobster tails. But a little tour. So I just left my seeds and then my espresso. This is for my espresso machine. But up top is just vegetables and fruit. So we have bananas that I've peeled that are whole in that bag. We have some eggs that I've been trying to use. This is goat milk, but it's colostrum goat milk in case we have a baby that needs some colostrum. All of this is like bagged things that I got from Costco, as well as, so there is a cauliflower here, but it's bagged and it couldn't stand up right here. This is my kids. This is the gluten-free pie crust that I'm going to use to make that apple pie. So once I bring this to the Glassroom, I'll bring that bag of apple and sit it up here. Some grain-free tortillas, some pot stickers, just like ready-made meals. So this is like a beef with gravy, and this is a barbecue chicken one. And then down at the bottom, let's see, down at the bottom is just the tomatoes and onions from my garden. And then in that bin was breakfast sausage I got from Whole Food when I didn't realize I had breakfast sausage, some ice cream, dairy-free ice cream, and I think there's like 2 or 3 ground beef in there, and then English muffins. So that's all done. Yay. I just had Nehemiah and Anaya go to the freezers, the stand-up fridge/freezers in the garage, and I gave them 2 containers to get all of the meat out of there because it's dark in the garage, and they brought it back up. Or I should say over, but you can see, so we still have more chicken that we butchered, but then I still have, see, I've been buying breakfast sausage, and there's more breakfast sausage there. I think this is a rack of ribs that I didn't know about, and then it does look like something was leaking in here, but then I think this is to make broth. If it is, I'm just going to go ahead and put it in the crock pot right now and make some broth. So I have my girls bringing back they're bringing back the things that I told them to, and cleaning off some of the stuff that had looked like it had leaked, and then you see her dragging. Like this pork sausage is frozen, but I can't see if it had a hole somewhere and was leaking, but it looks really crazy, and so this one looks fine. So there's like 3 of them that look that way, and I'm just going to defrost them right now so I can see what's going on, and then saute them up, brown them up in the pan, and then refreeze them, and then just use them, label it, and reuse them as I need. But the ones that are still clean, I'm gonna go put them in the deep freezer in my Glassroom. And then I only found 1 bag. These are just the chicken that we butchered. We took all the meat off of it and then put the breast in there. And then yesterday, which is perfect timing because yesterday yesterday we butchered our friend's hens that weren't laying anymore. She had them for like 4 years, and then we also had 5 roosters, and I just gave her all 10 of them, but she didn't want the feet, and so I kept the feet. So I'm just going to go get the feet. They're actually still in the cooler, and put them inside the crock pot with these 2 chicken breasts and make more broth. Right up here where we've been keeping all of our broth, you can see we're missing about 10 jars, and so that will refill my chicken broth. Let me go put this and I'll be right back. So apparently my audio cut off here and I did not know. I guess I forgot to press that I was using an external mic. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me while we did this. I don't know if I said that, but the reason why I wanted to get this done, one of the reasons, besides just wanting to know what was in my freezers, is because I'm starting the Three Rivers Pantry Challenge in January again. I did that last year and I recorded each week, like a week eat with us, what we ate in the week, just trying to use up freezer stuff that we had preserved over the summer. And I want to do that again, but I couldn't do that without knowing what was in my freezers. And so now that I have a mental note of everything that are in my freezers and they're organized in those containers, it will be so much easier to use up the things first, like those butcher box chicken that has been in my freezer for the past almost 2 years. And so thank you guys for hanging out with me so much, and I will see you guys next time.